So this is really Baruch Fleischman, your lift manager, Saba teacher here at the Tikkun Elevator Kolo. The last year we went through in this tremendous book by Dr. Haim Beinart, was about the Tosafists and what was taking place in the world that's in Northern Europe, in the Ashkenaz world, of the study of Talmud and the manner of learning it, as begun by the great-grandfather of this, which is Rashi, but spread to his grandchildren and then throughout the Jewish world. Because as we said in the previous year, the Jews study. See, that's what we do. We're people who want to understand and get as close as possible that we can to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, because we have this dilemma in life. The dilemma is that our bodies will not live forever. And even if we're so very, very successful, but we'll lose it, then what is there in this world that is permanent? And so the discovery, or not the discovery, but the thought of our fathers, as encapsulated in our father Jacob, Yaakov Avinu, is that we can connect to that and bring that is our God, Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, into this world. And we could make this world really, really much sweeter than it's been created to do. But we here see that we are sunk into the world of our brother. He's actually our twin brother. He is a complete opposite of us. He's the man of blood. We have to live with that. We're living in it, and our blood often spread. But at the same time, we continue to be us, the people of the book. That's what Muhammad called us, I believe. We're the people that know how to read and write and really get into these things because we have ancient traditions that lead us back to the origin of everything. And that's what we want. Now here is the spread of Kabbalah. Now the Kabbalah spread really in the Mediterranean world, not so much in the Ashkenazi world, but he's going to show you that in fact, well, there are different things in different places, but the main focus of the Kabbalah is in one place, and that's Spain. But also across other places, and as you see in this drawing, and maybe we get closer to it, here we have Spain, here's France, now you go way up, you got Ashkenaz, right? And then you come back down and you go through other places all the way over to Salonika and then into Turkey. And of course, there's the Holy Land here. So we're going to go over some of these places and try to trace these numbers as best that I can. And I did see number 1. Where is number 1? I get lost in the thing. Here it is right here. Now let's see if we can get closer to it. The a little bit more focus. Beginning of the 13th century, Isaac the Blind, he is called Yitzchak Saginar. Saginar actually means, in Aramaic, it means a person who has too much light. So it's a metaphor for a person who's blind. He writes a commentary to the Sefer Yetzirah. Now, the Sefer Yetzirah is known as the very first work of Kabbalah written by our ancient father, Avraham Avinu, approximately 37 to 3,900 years ago. We still have it. He also wrote the Sefer HaBahir, the Sefer HaBahir, which is another means of illumination. It means ultimate illumination is discovered. Okay, that's that one. Now let's see if we can find number 2. I may have to stop here to find it because there's 2. Number 2 right here is Rabbi Ezer and Rabbi Azriel composed Kabbalistic works. So there is that. It's a place in Spain, in the northern part of Spain, called Gerona. Let's find number 3. Number 3, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Here it is. The activities of Moses de Leon. Now, Moshe de Leon and Isaac Bar Solomon Abu Saula. Again, Moses of de Leon is also known as Moshe de Leon. And here we get the concept of the original publications of the promotion of the Zohar coming in, and Isaac ben Solomon of Abusula. Okay, let's find number 4. Number 4 is the activities of Moshe of Burgos. So here is Burgos. Let's try to find a number 5. There's a 6. Try to keep them together here. And he's going through different dates. There's 8. Here's 6. 1280 to 1290. Kabbalistic Messianic activities of Abraham Abulafia in Italy and Sicily. Now, it's interesting, Italy and Sicily, I always thought it was in the lower part, in the upper part, because you have these places, which I know from my own learning, is Mantua, which today is called Mantua, and areas in this area were also places of the publications of different elements of the Zohar. But moving right along, this is the time of the... Hold on, I have to stop for a second. There's somebody at the door. Okay, so I'm back over here. So working with this, I found number 7. Now here we are. Tabriz is in Persia. At this time, he says, at the same period of time, in Isaac ben Yosef writes the Hai HaNefesh. Apparently, it's a book of Kabbalistic books. I didn't really realize that there were great Kabbalists that existed before the expulsion in places like Persia. So let's go on to the next one. There's a number 8 over here somewhere. Let's see, where is it? Number 8. I really have trouble keeping track of these things. Okay, keeping moving. There's 7, once again, 7, 7, 7, 7. So we'll go to number, here it is, 8. So here it is, we're in the northern part of Africa. The activities of Ben Nissan ibn Malcha. Okay, apparently he's another Kabbalist. So that's number 8. Now, number 9 I saw back over here, and here we're back over in Constantinople. In the year 1368 and the years 1370, Natan ben Moses Kilkus, writes the Eben Sapir. So this is a book, the sapphire stone. Now, sapir is also a Kabbalistic word because it goes along with the concept of spheros. I've never read the book, but giving you an idea of the activity and the intensity that people are looking at. Now, in the second half of the 15th century, which would be, 15th century would be the 1400s, 1450, and onwards, debate on Kabbalistic transmigrations of the souls take place in this place called Kandia. Don't know where that is exactly, I'm not sure. So let's go on. Over here in the year 1486, where are we? We're in Florence, Firenze. We're in Italy, in a place called Florence. And in that year 1486, Pico della Mirandola, the precursor of Christian Kabbalah, this is where this starts right here, Christian Kabbalah. And number 12, I think this is the last one. From 1492, the Kabbalah spread by Kabbalists that were expelled from Spain and Portugal. So what happened here, where did he point that to? He just said that the year 1492, of course, is a watershed time in the history of the Jews of Spain. And as a result of that, the Spanish Jewish community was destroyed. Everyone. Many converted and became Catholics. And if you speak with Cuban people particularly, but also people from Spain in general, they'll tell you that they have Jewish ancestors. Unfortunately, being Jewish in a Spanish world for many years was illegal. And being found to be practicing Judaism, and these are people who are considered to be new Christians, was punishable by the death penalty. So when you speak to them, they're not proud of it, or they are proud, something about it that they want to relate to, but they're not allowed to show that. They don't think to show that. They think that that Jewish aspect, which they know is sweet, but at the same time it's illegal and has been punished severely by anyone who showed that. So it's suppressed, completely and totally suppressed. Many of them want to come back, but they don't know how. And I would say that's probably true of a lot of people within the world that had been Jews at one time. Their neshamas are those of Jewish people, but they've been greatly suppressed. So from 1492, that's what he's saying over here, the Kabbalah spread by Kabbalists who expelled from Spain. The people that were expelled from Spain mostly, here's Spain, mostly fled to Portugal. And in 1496, they were all forcibly converted, all of them, forcibly converted to Catholicism and enforced by military law. Many escaped from that, but many were there for a long time, and that's a whole other story of Jews who found their way from the ports of Portugal up into, ultimately, I guess what you would see here would be Amsterdam, as be somewhere in this vicinity. Okay, that's something else coming along. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Kollel. We're talking about all the different places in the mostly Mediterranean world in which we find the spread and the study of Kabbalah, which means it's a completely different mindset than those of the Tosafists.